Have you ever wondered why the Stoics practice such discretion in their conversations? This is no trivial question, my friends. The Stoics, an ancient group of philosophers, placed immense value on virtue, wisdom, and self-control. They believed that our moral character and inner peace are the real treasures to seek, not fleeting pleasures or material wealth. Now, you might be wondering, where does discretion come into play here? Well, for the Stoics, discretion was a form of wisdom and self-control. It was about knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. It was about preserving one's inner tranquility and not allowing external events to disturb it. It was about being mindful of our words and their potential impact on others. All this talk about discretion is not just philosophical jargon. It's a practical guide for leading a more fulfilling and serene life. So, are you ready to explore this further? Let's delve into the 5 things Stoics say you shouldn't talk about. First on the list is your personal virtue. Stoicism implores us to maintain a quiet dignity about our moral journey, keeping it a private affair. It's a path we tread individually, each step echoing with our personal triumphs and trials. And why is this silence so important? Well, it's simple. When we start broadcasting our virtues, it's easy to slip into a state of arrogance and vanity. We start basking in our own perceived glory, and that's where the danger lies. Stoicism warns us against such self-indulgence. It's a philosophy that values humility and modesty, virtues that are often drowned in the deafening noise of self-praise. To boast about our virtues is to step away from the Stoic path. It's to lose sight of the real purpose, which is self-improvement, not self-advertisement. It's about being better, not merely seeming better. So let's keep our virtues to ourselves. Let them be our silent companions on this journey of self-discovery. Remember, virtue is its own reward. Secondly, Stoics advise against discussing material wealth. Stoics perceive wealth as an indifferent matter, neither good nor bad in itself. For them, it's not the wealth that matters, but how one acquires and uses it. They believe that wealth doesn't contribute to genuine happiness, which they argue lies in virtue and wisdom. Discussing wealth, according to Stoics, can lead to a variety of negative emotions and behaviors. It can spark envy in those who have less and breed greed in those who desire more. Moreover, it can foster discontent as one's focus shifts from appreciating what they have to longing for what they lack. The Stoics encourage us to remember that wealth is fleeting. It can be gained and lost, multiplied and divided. It can bring comfort, but it can't guarantee contentment. In contrast, character, shaped by wisdom and virtue, remains steadfast. It's our character that defines us, not our material possessions. Wealth is temporary, but character is permanent. Thirdly, Stoics avoid talking about personal grievances. They understand that life is a series of events, some pleasant, others not so. Instead of lamenting about the unpleasant ones, they choose to accept them as they come. This acceptance is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and a key to their inner peace. They believe that discussing personal misfortunes does little good. Instead, it often breeds resentment and negativity. Talking about what went wrong, who wronged you, or how life has been unfair only perpetuates a cycle of negative thinking. It clouds your mind with past troubles, robbing you of the ability to focus on the present moment, where true contentment lies. Stoics encourage us to acknowledge our grievances, yes, but not to dwell on them. To accept them as part of the natural course of life and then to let them go. This way we free ourselves from the chains of resentment and open the door to tranquility. Acceptance, not resentment, leads to tranquility. Fourthly, Stoics caution against indulging in idle gossip. It's a seemingly innocuous act, isn't it? A little whisper here, a little speculation there. Yet the Stoics saw gossip as a dangerous diversion from truth and clear judgment. Gossip, by its very nature, is based on hearsay, not fact. It's a game of Chinese whispers, where the original message often gets distorted beyond recognition. It leads us to form false judgments about others, clouding our perception with inaccuracies and biases. In the Stoic philosophy, truth is held in high regard. It's the foundation for wisdom, justice, and virtue. It's the compass that guides us in our interactions with the world around us. By engaging in gossip, we risk losing sight of this compass. We replace fact with fiction, truth with conjecture. So the next time you're tempted to indulge in a juicy tidbit of gossip, remember the Stoics. Focus on truth, not hearsay. Finally, Stoics advise against discussing others' misfortunes. The Stoics, known for their pursuit of virtue and wisdom, held a deep respect for the struggles of others. They believed that in discussing the misfortunes of others, we risk losing sight of our shared humanity and succumbing to an unvirtuous glee at the expense of others' pain, a concept known as Schadenfreude. Stoics practiced empathy, seeing it as a crucial component of human connection. They understood that each person carries their own set of challenges, and to discuss these challenges without due respect is to disregard the struggles of our fellow humans. They believed that discussing others' misfortunes could lead us to distance ourselves from their pain, ultimately diminishing our capacity for empathy. To the Stoics, this was a dangerous path, leading away from virtue and wisdom and towards insensitivity and callousness. In essence, the Stoics encourage us to remember that empathy, not Schadenfreude, defines our humanity. Let's recap the 5 things Stoics say you shouldn't talk about. First, there's personal virtue. It's not about boasting or seeking validation, but about living a virtuous life for its own sake. Second, material wealth. Stoics advocate for a detachment from material possessions, not to brag about the amount of wealth you have amassed. Third, personal grievances. Stoics encourage us to take responsibility for our reactions and emotions instead of airing our grievances to others. Fourth, idle gossip. The Stoics saw gossip as a waste of precious time and energy, detracting from meaningful conversations and personal growth. Finally, others' misfortunes. Stoicism teaches empathy and understanding, not to share or revel in others' miseries. These 5 points underline the Stoic philosophy of discretion. It's not about keeping secrets, but about understanding what truly matters and what is worth discussing. Remember, Stoicism isn't about silence, but about choosing your words